Years had passed since Kale had last seen Lyra, the alien princess who had once shared his life. The memory of her, radiant and unyielding, lingered in his mind like a persistent echo. Their union had been brief, a fleeting chapter of passion and alliance between two worlds. Yet its impact had shaped him in ways he could never forget. Lyra had left suddenly, vanishing into the depths of the interstellar political currents that ruled her people, leaving Kale to rebuild his life alone on Earth. He had tried to move on, had focused on the colonies he oversaw, the projects he led, and the human expansion into nearby star systems. But no achievement or title could erase the void she had left. Kale's life had settled into a measured rhythm. He had become a respected commander, known for his strategic mind and his ability to unite human forces against formidable threats. The interstellar alliances he helped forge had ensured that humanity was no longer a passive participant in the cosmic stage, but an emerging power to be reckoned with. Yet even in moments of triumph, Kale's thoughts wandered to the alien princess, wondering if she had ever thought of him, if she had ever regretted leaving him. The first hint that something extraordinary was approaching came in the form of an urgent communique. Human satellites had detected a massive fleet moving through the outer rim, a formation so precise and powerful that it could only belong to a civilization with advanced military technology. The intelligence reports described ships that defied known propulsion patterns, vessels that shimmered with energy shields no human science could yet replicate. Kale was summoned to the command center immediately. When he arrived, the room was abuzz with tension. The holographic display at the center showed hundreds of alien ships advancing in coordinated patterns. Kale studied them carefully, noting the familiar design of the lead ship. His breath caught. "It can't be," he murmured. A senior officer, noticing his reaction, asked, "Commander, do you recognize them?" Kale stepped closer to the hologram, eyes narrowing. "That ship? The insignia, the formation. It's her fleet, Lyra." The room went silent. Murmurs rippled through the officers as they tried to grasp the implications. A princess of an alien world returning after years, commanding such a formidable force, was unprecedented. Kale's mind raced. What could bring her back after all this time? And why, if she had once chosen to leave, would she return now in a position of such power? Within hours, the alien fleet entered the orbit of Earth's largest colonies. Communications were attempted, initially met with silence. Then a voice, unmistakably Lyra's, resonated across secure channels. "Kale," she said, her tone commanding but not unkind, "you must come to meet me. It is time we resolve what we left unfinished." Kale's hands tightened on the console. The years of yearning, the sleepless nights imagining what could have been, the lingering questions all converged in that single word. He felt the old pull, the familiar mixture of admiration, fear, and love that had drawn him to her so many years ago. When Kale arrived aboard the flagship, he was struck by the contrast between the princess he remembered and the leader before him now. Lyra had changed. Her presence exuded authority, tempered by experience. Her once delicate features were now framed by the sharp lines of command, her eyes reflecting both wisdom and the burdens of leadership. She wore the ceremonial armor of her people, a symbol of her rank. Yet her gaze softened the moment it met his. "You came," she said, almost a whisper. "I had to," Kale replied, his voice steady though his heart raced. "Why are you here, Lyra? After all these years?" Her expression grew serious. "Our world faces a threat, Kale, one that cannot be overcome without allies beyond my own species. Humanity has grown stronger than I imagined, and I need your help not just as an old companion, but as a strategist I trust." Kale felt a swell of pride mixed with unease. He had expected many things from this encounter, but a call to defend her world had not been among them. And if I refuse? He asked, though the thought never truly settled in his mind. Lyra stepped closer, her voice lowering to a more intimate tone. Then countless lives will be lost, and the balance of the galaxy will shift in favor of those who seek to dominate all civilizations. I cannot let that happen, Kale. Not with your guidance. Over the following weeks, Kale worked closely with Lyra and her commanders. The alien technology was sophisticated, blending energy manipulation, advanced AI coordination, and adaptive weapon systems. Kale's expertise in human tactics and logistical management proved invaluable. Together, they developed strategies that combined the strengths of both human and alien forces. Despite the professional collaboration, the old familiarity between them persisted. Late at night, when plans and simulations were paused, they would speak in quieter tones, reminiscing about the past. Lyra spoke of the pressures that had driven her to leave, the political currents she could not defy, and the guilt she had carried for abandoning Kale. I never wanted to leave, she confessed one evening, staring at the distant stars. But duty demanded it. I believed I was protecting both our worlds by stepping away. Kale's heart ached at her words. You thought leaving me was the only way. But you didn't know how it would feel for me, for humanity. We lost someone who could have been more than just a fleeting chapter in our histories. Lyra reached for his hand, a gesture both tender and commanding. And yet, here we are, Kale. Perhaps fate is giving us a second chance, not just to fight together, but to finally bridge the gap between our hearts and our worlds. Their alliance faced its first real test when a hostile coalition, a collective of species intent on expansion at any cost, moved to intercept Lyra's fleet. The battle was unlike anything Kale had encountered. Swarms of ships, each equipped with devastating weaponry, converged on the flagship and its escorts. The void of space became a chaotic dance of lasers, energy pulses, and strategic maneuvers. Kale, stationed in the command bridge, coordinated human and alien squadrons with precision. Every decision, every order, carried immense weight. Yet throughout the chaos, his eyes frequently sought Lyra's position on the holographic map. She commanded with calm authority, issuing directives that maximized efficiency and minimized casualties. Her presence was a beacon, inspiring both her people and the human forces who had joined them. Hours into the conflict, Kale noticed a strike team from the enemy coalition breaching the perimeter defenses, targeting the command hub directly. Without hesitation, he piloted a rapid response vessel, weaving through the battle with unparalleled skill. He engaged the enemy, sacrificing the optimal position of his ship to intercept incoming fire and shield the flagship. His actions allowed Lyra's forces to regroup and mount a counteroffensive, ultimately forcing the enemy to retreat. After the battle, Lyra sought him out immediately. She found Kale on the deck overlooking the stars, his uniform scorched, yet his posture unbroken. You risked everything for me, she said softly, placing a hand on his shoulder. I should have expected nothing less, but I am still overwhelmed by your courage. Kale turned to her, his eyes reflecting both exhaustion and something deeper. I would do it again. Not just for you, Lyra, for the lives we protect, for the worlds we've sworn to safeguard. Her gaze held his for a long moment, an unspoken understanding passing between them. You are more than a human hero, Kale. You are the bridge between our civilizations. And perhaps the bridge between my past and my future. In the weeks that followed, Kale and Lyra worked tirelessly to fortify their alliance. Together, they negotiated with other species, blending diplomacy and strength to create a coalition that respected human interests while supporting Lyra's world. Kale's reputation as a tactician and leader grew among alien communities, earning him respect that few humans had ever known. Through it all, their personal bond deepened. They found solace in each other's presence, a shared resilience that had been tested by distance, duty, and time. Lyra had returned as a commander, a princess, and a strategist. Yet beneath the armor and the weight of leadership, she remained the woman who had once captured Kale's heart. And Kale, in turn, remained the human who had never stopped believing in her, whose loyalty and courage transcended the barriers of species and expectation. The final turning point came when the hostile coalition returned, this time with greater numbers and a more coordinated assault. Kale and Lyra faced them together, employing a combination of human ingenuity and alien technology that created unpredictable battle patterns. The conflict raged across multiple star systems, yet their leadership inspired every allied ship to fight with determination and unity in a decisive engagement. Kale led a flanking maneuver that broke the enemy's formation, while Lyra directed the main fleet to exploit the breach. The strategy succeeded beyond expectations, forcing the coalition to surrender, and opening a path for diplomatic resolutions rather than further destruction. When the battle ended, and the dust of war settled, Lyra turned to Kale once more. Her eyes reflected relief, admiration, and something far more personal. "You stayed," she said, almost in disbelief. "You stayed through everything. Not just the war, not just the duty, but through me. You never left me behind, even when I left you." Kale smiled, a mixture of fatigue and quiet triumph on his face. "I never could, Lyra,"